It's Halloween. Let's take a minute here to focus on safety with so many of our kids ready to trick or treat. Dr. Jessica Prince from Palm Beach Children's Hospital joining us this morning. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. I know you guys kind of started to get busy last night.
Yes.
The next 48 hours are definitely going to be busy for you.
Yes.
When you talk about safety, there are so many areas that it covers. So let's begin with costumes. What tips can you give us?
So for costumes, I think the biggest thing is just to make sure that the costume fits your child well. So you don't want anything dragging on the ground. You want to make sure that there's no strings floating around that they could potentially trip on. Masks. Masks is always a question. So, masks are a big part of costumes.
Sure.
And how can you say no to your kid?
Yeah.
So the biggest thing with the mask is just to make sure that it fits well. So what we worry about is their ability to see. So you want to make sure that the mask fits well, that they can see well. And sometimes the eye slits are a little bit small, so go ahead and cut them out and make them bigger if you need to.
Feel free to kind of do that. Okay.
And since it's nighttime too, we want to make sure that we can see the kids well. So, reflective clothing is good if you don't have anything.
And then I see that last tip on the screen there, flame resistant. That's pretty important too, and we don't often think about that.
No.
But just in case.
So yeah, just make sure if you're wearing a costume that it's flame resistant. If you buy clothes to make a costume, that they're flame resistant.
Face makeup. We know if you don't do, for our kids that don't do the mask, a lot of them may go as a kitty cat or paint their face. What do parents kind of need to be on the lookout for?
So not all face makeup is FDA approved. There's a lot of colors that are put into this, and not all of them are FDA approved. So this afternoon, before you head out and paint the entire face, do a little spot on the hand, on the arm. Make sure that there's no reaction to that area, because the last thing you want is a reaction around the eyes.
When you do that skin test, should you wait about, what, 5 minutes? Or will you start
good
to
20,
see?
30 minutes.
Okay, that's a good rule of thumb there. And then, of course, we've got to get to the candy before you chomp down or your kids start to chomp down on the candy. How do you go about inspecting it?
So my first recommendation is to make sure that your children know not to eat candy while they're actually trick-or-treating, because you do want to inspect it. And so the good time to do that is when you're home and there's lights and you can actually see the candy itself. So you want to look at the wrapper, make sure that the only candy that your child eats is something commercially bought. So not an apple, not an orange, not anything homemade from somebody that you don't know. So look at the wrapper, make sure that the wrapper's intact, no pinholes, no tears, and look at the candy once you open the wrapper and make sure the candy looks like the right color. And consistency.
All right, good practical advice. Dr. Prince, thanks so much. We wish you well the next couple of hours. We know you're going to be swamped.